There's an epidemic of people getting fired for their TikTok videos.
Oh my god. I literally just got fired because of my TikToks.
Tell me why. This is the second job that fired me because of TikTok.
I've been seeing video after video. I done seen some nurses. I done seen teachers. I done seen dudes with corporate jobs.
Despite how many times it keeps happening, why people get fired for their TikToks comes down to the same few reasons.
As soon as I see these videos, I can spot the ones that are going to result in a firing or termination.
If you search fired for TikToks, you'll come across dozens of videos where people are talking about getting fired for their TikToks. It goes back a few years, but ever since then, it's been a constant stream of people coming online to talk about this. So much so that people are confused as to how it keeps happening. This is literally the fourth video I've seen of people getting fired over TikTok or social media, period. This is just crazy. Like, why is this happening? Today, we're here to answer that question. Why do people keep getting fired for their TikToks? People getting fired for their TikToks really boils down to a few main reasons. The most prevalent being making TikToks while working. On the clock, if you will.
I just lost my job that I worked at for 2 years because I didn't know that I wasn't allowed to record at the restaurant and make TikToks, which sounds dumb. Like, I understand the reason I was let go, but no one told me that I couldn't do it. No one told me that it wasn't allowed.
Any customer facing job that I've had in the past has not allowed anyone to really be on their phone at all during the shift. And I have a feeling that's how most places are. So to me, it seems a little obvious, but I think the main factor at play here is it's become so habitual to film and post everything that something like being in the middle of the shift isn't something that she stopped and gave pause to, because so many other people are doing that online.
They want me to take down all of my TikToks. So unfortunately, there will not be any more come work a serving shift with me videos. I cannot believe this just happened.
Yes, she was making day in the life videos.
Welcome to a Saturday in my life as a fine dining server in Toronto.
Yeah, most fine dining places don't allow this. I have a couple of previous videos talking about people getting fired for day in the life videos specifically. There are so many examples of people participating in that trend and filming things that they weren't supposed to from that job and then getting fired. Recently, a surgical tech shared that she was fired for filming day in the life videos in the operating room, but I'll talk more about that after a word from today's sponsor, Surfshark. Making TikToks at work without thinking isn't the only thing that could expose you online. Accessing public Wi-Fi networks puts your data at risk. Things like emails, logins, or even banking info is visible and can be intercepted by anyone else on that network. This is something I personally care about because I sometimes edit from coffee shops, and sometimes I need to connect to airport and hotel Wi-Fi when I'm traveling. Surfshark is a VPN I use to protect myself in those situations. Once your device connects to the internet, all of your data is hidden using top-grade encryption. The most convenient part is that one Surfshark subscription covers unlimited devices. So whether I'm connecting my phone or my laptop to a public Wi-Fi network, it's all covered under the same account. You can even add additional security solutions like Alternative ID, which generates an alternative name, phone number, and email address on single-use websites. I find it especially useful for airport Wi-Fi networks that require you to fill out a form with personal information. You can get a 7-day free trial and 4 additional months when you use my link surfshark.com/sidfree or use the promo code SIDFREE. And thank you to Surfshark for sponsoring this video.
The TikTok that I posted was a viral OR TikTok that I looked at. It was Deductible December. The same song, the same words over and over again, so. But it's like our parents always used to tell us, just because somebody else does it doesn't mean you need to do it.
This is the perfect example of how people feel so comfortable filming things they obviously shouldn't because other people are doing it. When will people learn that social media has no business in the workplace? All of these day in the life videos and filming at work is especially risky for medical professionals. In a few of these situations, medical professionals film something that they think isn't violating HIPAA, but by the facility's definition, it is deemed as violating HIPAA. Like this nursing student who got kicked out of nursing school for filming day in the life videos during clinicals.
The director and my professor had said that they had seen all the videos, that they had, kept everything and all of that, which understandably so. That I had violated HIPAA, and that essentially that they were trying to decide whether or not I was going to have the opportunity to redeem myself, or that they were going to withdraw me from the semester. And the decision was that they had withdrawn me from the semester.
You got kicked out as an example to other students. Glad I graduated before TikTok was a thing. We couldn't even have our phone on the floor. To this lady's credit, she made that video to take accountability and to educate other nursing students to help them avoid making the same mistakes that she did. Other people, however, come onto TikTok to share how their videos got them fired, and it's very clear that they don't understand why. Like this woman who was fired from her job at a nursing home after filming TikToks at work.
Okay, so TikTok, I am so frustrated. Y'all gonna have to start really paying me, because tell me why this is the second job that fired me because of TikTok. Like, last I fucking checked, I can post what the fuck I want to post on my page. I don't have no residents walking and falling and leaning in the fucking background.
These are the TikToks in question, if you were wondering. There's 4 from this one day where you can tell she's at work, in scrubs, badge on, in a medical capacity. All of this makes no sense to me because you are responsible for the health and well-being of other people. Lock in. And even though there's no patient information visible, can you really blame them? They didn't hire this lady to make TikToks during her shift. There's also the free advertising argument that employees posting TikToks at work should be okay because the company is getting free advertising from it.
Why fire them? They got 30 or 40,000 people. You don't want them to do it during the job. Maybe give them a time where they can do it so that they can bring more people to your business.
I'm sure it varies, but to some companies, it's way too much of a risk to just leave it up to everyone to use their discernment to figure out what type of content is okay to post and won't harm that company's brand. Businesses hire people to do their advertising for them, even through social media. And if you can recognize it as something with monetary value, then don't do free work, especially if it's going to get you fired, because they didn't hire you for that. But even then, I kind of side-eye the free advertising angle a bit, because most of these TikToks are not quality advertising anyway, and are even unfavorable. Like this guy, it's his dream to be a TikToker, and he got fired from his job at Walmart for his TikTok videos. In his videos, this guy is beating up a Pokemon plushie, getting scared multiple times that someone saw him. In another video, he's seducing and kissing a Luigi plushie. It hurts to watch. Some kid's gonna buy that Luigi plushie not knowing what this guy did to it.
I never even meant to make, those videos of me at Walmart. It kind of just happened. Like, it's just one of those things that just happens without a lot of thought. And, the video started getting views and I was super happy. I was like, oh, like, in a way, my dreams are kind of starting to finally come true, in the sense that I have an actual audience and people are actually liking the videos that I make.
Another example of someone who didn't stop and think about whether it was a good idea to film and post these videos at work, especially when the content of them were as strange as this. Here's some really good advice if you want to make it on social media while having a regular 9-to-5 job. Don't mix the two. Don't make videos while you're on the clock at your regular job. Most companies have a strict social media policy. If you're serious about posting at work, there's ways around it. You just have to be well aware of your company's social media policy. The social media policy varies from company to company. Some have more strict social media policies than others, which takes me to the next reason people get fired for their TikToks. Filming on a company's property or in uniform, even if that person wasn't working. Some medical facilities have really strict social media policies that prohibit any staff from filming on company property, even if they're not working.
I was on break. I wasn't on company time. I was doing come with me on my break videos in my car, never showing where I work, the location, the name of where I work, nothing. All they said was, due to HIPAA, we're firing you. And everyone else got time to delete all their shit so they don't get fired. And literally right after I got fired, a mass email went out about a new policy that you cannot do TikToks on company time or on the property or you'll be terminated after I got fired.
Many businesses have social media policies. You should ask about it at your next job. I work for HR at a large government municipality. Most terminations were due to social media. I've also seen instances of people fired for their TikToks because they were wearing their uniform in a TikTok, because that's just what the company's social media policy is that you couldn't wear your uniform in a social media post.
I said, what? So me signing that paper was my termination? Are you serious? I said, for what? He said, oh, we've been getting calls that you've been posting on TikTok and posting on social media wearing the Allied uniform. I said, sir, I've been doing that for as long as I can remember. He said, yeah, well, that's not illegal. He said, that's against company policy and you gotta go.
They literally tell you not to take pictures and post in your uniform. You clearly didn't take your job seriously. A job can sometimes get very serious, tense, maybe even frustrating. But there's an entire subset of people who experience just that and then use TikTok to air their grievances. And that brings me to the next reason people get fired for their TikToks: venting about work on TikTok. Like this woman who got fired for making a TikTok venting about her job.
My account on here is literally my outlet. This is where I talk to you guys, I decompress, I tell you how I'm feeling, and that's what you follow me for. So yesterday, I was having a really rough day at work and I made a video talking about I was having a really stressful day at work. I said I was telling you guys about an interaction that happened and someone sent the video to the owner of my restaurant.
To be fair, it sounds like she was in a toxic work environment, and it's very human to need an outlet, someone to hear you vent about stressful situations. And social media, where anyone and everyone can see it, is not the right place to assign as that outlet. Like, that type of stuff is for people in your inner circle, your therapist, your journal. I mean, tell a random person at the grocery store is better than all of social media, really. Vent to a friend or your family. Keep anything work-related off of social media, no matter what it is. Just a piece of advice.
Yo, why did I forget the number one rule? These people at your job is not your friend.
If you haven't already watched that video, go watch it. But my job just fired me because they seen that video. So I want to let y'all know, and I should have sued them when I had the chance. I should have sued that job when I had the chance.
This woman made her TikTok sharing about a conflict she was having with her coworkers. The work conflict that she shared in her video definitely sounded frustrating. To me, this sounded like something she could make a formal complaint over. If nothing improved from there, she could possibly have legal recourse, but that's something that she would have to talk to a lawyer about. Not all of TikTok, especially while she was still at work. You filmed that other video at work, didn't you? My work fired some nurses because they filmed a TikTok at work. Don't film TikToks at work. And you guys, I think it's fair to say that we all have that one task that we hate doing. And this Nissan car salesman came to TikTok to tell everyone about Nissan's unsellable car.
Something about this car is just so ugly to every single genre of audience. No matter which person, a girl, a man, an old lady, a young girl, there's not one genre of audience that are attracted to this car. It is.
I was gonna say don't let your boss see this, but I already saw your update. Update, this video got me fired. Making a TikTok about how much his company's product sucks was not a good idea. Another really bad idea for a TikTok is potentially outrageous or inappropriate content, especially when that content pertains to work. I remember bringing my sons to work with me. I would pick them up from school and they would sit in McDonald's for 8 hours. I'm so grateful to have understanding children. Mommy doing her best. I got fired thanks to you negative people. If I had to guess, McDonald's as a corporation is not okay with her children sitting in the dining room for 8 hours during her shift, even if her immediate coworkers were aware and okay with it. And this seems like a tough situation to be in. It does not sound ideal, and I can understand not having any other options at the time, but the easiest way to ruin something that you're not actually supposed to be doing is to post about it. Sometimes posting inappropriate behavior also pertains to someone making cruel jokes having to do with that person's job, especially in a medical capacity. A vet tech was fired after making this TikTok. Unfortunately, I did not get cracked last night. All the wellness appointments getting euthanized today. Chucking a bag of something into the freezer. Some people don't understand that jokes are supposed to be funny. People do not play about their pets. I know I don't play about my 2 cats. This is Abby, my firstborn, my sweet girl, my sweet baby. It's really late at night. She's sleepy. This is Misu, the newest addition to my family. She was also sleeping. I also hope to sleep soon. In veterinary medicine, people are counting on the people working with their animals to take their health and wellness very seriously. So someone posting something that undermines that likely will not do well for that person's job. But the same expectation also extends to human medicine. When you go to the doctor, especially for something vulnerable and invasive, you expect the staff to be professional. You shouldn't feel like there's anything to be be ashamed of or there's something to be embarrassed about. So a lot of people felt like that trust was completely violated when the nurses at this OBGYN clinic made this post. I covered what they're posing next to, which is bodily fluids left behind after pelvic exams. There's a variety of reasons why they do them, one of them being it's just a routine part of a well woman visit. Pelvic exams are uncomfortable. I felt humiliated and I wasn't even a patient there. What those people did can be such a setback for women's health. We are already super uncomfortable having to go and get that exam. And the fact that those ladies know what we as women deal with every day and did that is disgusting. And if I didn't mention it before, everybody in that post was fired. Those were the key reasons people get fired for their TikToks and keep getting fired for their TikToks. That is what I was able to identify out of the countless examples out there. Let me know if anything I said in this video stood out to you or anything I didn't mention. Bye.